Okay, King Animosity, Blunt Posse. You were in the dance. I was
Yeah.
on the live from the comforts of my home. How was it?
I thought it was a good dance in the beginning. It got pretty one-sided towards the latter of the rounds. I thought King Animosity played a good intro in first round. However, the second round is where Blunt Posse dominated the dance, took control of the dance, and
I agree.
subsequently won the dance by lock-off 3 rounds to 1 by taking 3 straight rounds.
I think the second round, honestly, the second round, I had a feeling as it was going, as it started, the first, say, 10 maybe, I thought they could have taken the second round. But they
Yeah,
lost it. They could not maintain that energy they built, and they lost it. And the clash just went south from there.
from the Lady Anne custom. Even though Animosity addressed it in their round, I thought from the Lady Anne custom when that dropped, that was the where the momentum, the tables turned, and Blunt was able to sustain it because the third round was even bigger. It was huge. That was the biggest round of the dance. I believe the third round was the knockout round. That's where King Animosity, all the steam, the air went out of the proverbial balloon. Blunt just they just took the dance. That's all I can say. And it wasn't like King Animosity was terrible. I thought they had really good interaction with the crowd. They had some gimmicks. They had props. They did their best. What can you say? Blunt.
I tell you what I could say. I'm gonna tell you what I could say. They
Yeah,
had all that except one thing. They had no speech. AK had no speech.
yeah. I mean, he did some gimmicks with like lighting up a spliff or whatever.
He needed
He had
speech. He didn't need gimmicks. He also, in the
yeah,
second round, when he gave Saeed the mic and Saeed introduced that cartel and they bossed that place, I think Saeed should have
yeah,
just continued talking. You know,
yeah, yeah,
AK can't manage that microphone. And, Ajax just clocked him.
yeah,
Especially, when
yeah.
Ajax played that Butchu counteraction. And this is a lesson, I think, to sounds who wants to listen to other people dub box and run and go
Yeah,
cut that tune and that gone. And then Blood came back and, really lick him in the head with the counteraction to the,
right,
225th.
right. There's no 225th in Dominica.
AK was saying, you're jealous me, I'm from Dominica, and then the tune comes in talking about big up the Virgin Islands.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess you have to really meds that dub if you're gonna cut it.
Meds a dub. He needs to go
Yeah,
med. They're gonna need to go meds a whole lot of things. Like I
yeah,
really like King Animosity, and that all this big money for this, all this big super cat. It's not helping them, and I think it's
no,
hurting them. It is hurting them. I think they should spend the money, invest it in creativity, cause them big money tunes. I don't know if it's a lack of experience. I don't know if it's the island mentality how they cut, but that was disappointing for me, Mark. That it dragged. I want to be honest with you. I did not see the lock-off round for King Animosity. I saw
yeah,
Blunt, and after
yeah,
that, that's as far as I could make it. I couldn't go any
yeah,
further. I just shut
yeah.
down the whole laptop and went in my bed.
Really and truly, that fourth round wasn't needed. It was just people were standing there, and it was not a good look.
It
It was
wasn't
not
a.
a good look.
Listen, Mark. I was ready to move mountains to go to this dance last night. My expectation was up here, and
Mhm.
I saw the flyer dropped. And I was like, yo, this is a big dance. And then from since then, I'm like, yo, where's the promotion coming? Everybody's talking about, King Adiz and Stereo 5. I'm not hearing anything about, King Animosity and Blunt Posse. It's only like one of the last, 72 hours I see a promotion come on. I'm like, okay, I guess the dance is happening. And then, man, thank God for the rain because I wanted to go to Queens last night. And if I ended up going to Queens last night and had to like stand and miss sleep through that, I would have been really upset.
Yeah, it was raining last night, but they got pretty decent attendance.
It was,
The
it was, it
venue,
was.
yeah, I mean the usual folks that attend Sound Clash. Thank God for them. They're always there. Um, I thought it was it could have been a better dance. There was high expectations on paper, and the dance didn't deliver. I mean, Blunt Posse was just really, really in their element last night. I mean, every dance. This is the second dance that I've seen Ajax progress.
Progress. Ajax is in his prime. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, yeah. He's just getting better. And me personally, I don't want to digress. Me,
Digress.
me personally, as a fan of Sound Clash, I would like to see Blunt Posse versus Camouflage. To me, that's a very entertaining dance because both sounds cut up to date songs, up tempo. Mr. Vibes are a decent MC, and I would like to see it from an entertainment value.
From entertainment value against Mr. Yeah, against Soul Supreme, he didn't do too well.
Well,
He did not do too well.
Soul Supreme is a different animal. That's you can't just off of that damn
No,
thing.
I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that. I want to see Ajax play the rock and groove. They had some skitty bang and the popcorn. But you talk about
Yeah,
Ajax. Let me ask you this: like the
yeah.
crowd was not moving. Them, I think
No, no.
AK got them to move a little bit in the second round.
Yeah,
They got a little
yeah.
thing, but after
He
that, they
tried. Look,
froze. They froze.
let me tell you something. King Animosity tried their best. I'm not gonna say these guys were like they just went there and just flopped, just a flop or whatever. The
Yeah.
guy, AK, he was trying to interact with the crowd. He had these gimmicks. It just wasn't their night or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Blunt
It
was
wasn't
really,
their night
really
in
dominant.
Atlanta either, and they have a clash, coming up against Twin Tower. We're
Okay.
talking about like they got locked off again.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know if it's. I don't know. I don't know. Something is not clicking over there. Something is not clicking. I really like, King of Animosity, but maybe they need to go clash some other kind of sounds and not these big, big behemoths.
Right.
Maybe they're out
Yeah.
of their league. Maybe they're out of their league, man.
You can make that argument. I mean, from on paper, like, oh, if a sound they cut a lot of super cats or whatever, they feel like we're there. But that's not always the case. We'll see. They definitely need a win.
Well, they
They
got, like I said, they
definitely,
got Twin Tower coming up. They just need
yeah,
to. I just give Saeed the fucking mic because he can't be any worse than AK. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know. And I want him to see them do better, a lot better. But I was disappointed. And if I would have came to
yeah,
Queens last night and going to sit through that fuck boy, I'm sorry. I'm just like that was
yeah.
painful. That was
Right.
painful. From online, it was painful online. So you're in the dance.
I
I
was
can
in the
only
dance,
imagine.
and the fourth round was totally not needed. I mean, people were just standing there, and I mean,
They
it,
saw
it
it. We
was
saw they not moving. We saw they were not moving.
yeah, people were
They
just
were
standing
not
there.
moving.
And
What
it
was the
was rough.
venue like? Tell me the venue. Was it the venue itself that doesn't? I don't know. What do you anything?
Actually, I was speaking with some folks. I really like the venue.
You like
It's
the
a
venue because it's
banquet
close to
hall.
your house. It's because it's close to your house.
Well, yeah, it's close to my house, but the thing is that the it's a banquet hall, and it looks bougie, right? But
Maybe
for a
too bougie.
class, yeah, but well, for a sound system to play, they have to sort of like turn it down a notch because the place has chandeliers, and I don't know if the stream saw this, but during the middle of a dance, there was a guy on a ladder fixing the chandeliers because I believe the crystals. I had never seen this. I had never seen that before. Um, so that was interesting, but it was a nice venue. I don't think it's good for a sound system. Like really and truly, I don't remember what sound strung up, but there was some technical issues during the beginning of the dance, and I was like, you know what? I'm not too. I'm
That was
concerned about this.
disappointing. That was
Yeah,
disappointment. Yeah, that was
yeah,
disappointment. Like the Ajax intro round, and then
yeah.
that was disappointing. That was very disappointing.
Yeah, at one point I was trying to be comical or whatever. I was yelling for I was like, "Yo, Venom, Venom, you got the truck outside, string up."
That was not a good look. But
Look,
but I'll say this. I'll say this. Last week there was a big thing made. My mentor, Chin, and I will never knock Chin because being
yeah,
in this end of the business, I'll say, the management, end of it for the last 2 years heavily, and the bullshit, I will never knock Chin for what he went through in the last 20 years. One thing I think he's missing though is the I don't think he's a big fan of online clashes. But let me tell you
Mm,
this: online going forward is the business because there's no online. Is a big loss. There's 280 people was on the live last night, and for folks like me at the last minute, and a lot of last minute stuff that you cannot attend a dance, you end up on the
yeah.
live, and the promoter still gets a food. Because 25 times 280 is it's not a bad food for people who couldn't
No.
come to your dance. There were people from Europe,
Yes.
Paris, Rico Draco. You have Effie, the London crew. You have, parties in Antigua. Antigua's not that big, and they had two watch parties that was scheduled, as far as I know. So,
Okay.
so,
Well,
so the online thing, they gotta stop bashing it because it's a benefit, and World Clash they're gonna have online. So I don't know why they keep knocking the online thing.
I have to get the World Clash online because I couldn't make it. I'm really disappointed because I went to the first Irish and Chin World
Hmm.
Clash in 1998 when it was Jaro, Coxon, and Downbeat, and for me to miss the last one.
I agree. I agree. I wanted to go. I had set plans to go for the last 2 years, and right now,
Yeah,
Mark, the last minute right now got so much going on, and I think a lot of people got a lot going on as well. And a trip to Birmingham is just like, eh. So it's gonna be online.
yeah, yeah, definitely. I think instead of bashing it, you have to work with it, so to speak.
They
Um,
better.
the, the thing is that you can reach potentially you can reach a bigger audience. I mean, yeah, not everybody it's feasible to attend the dance personally. I'm lucky that a lot of the clashes are in New York, and I do when I can fly out to these places to try to attend. I love Sound Clash; it's part of my life, and I go to the dance if I can. But
Let me run something by you. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Mark.
if I can't, I'll take the stream. Yeah.
Let me run this by you. Mark, we're all right now, and the people who are supporting Soundclash that actually investing in paying and going to dance and supporting that terms, I don't know, Mark, these 12 midnight start dances, during the pandemic, somebody pointed out to me I got spoiled. Where there were a lot of clashes went on, and I went to a lot of clashes during the pandemic on a Sunday
Mhm.
afternoon at 6 p.m., and I loved it. Mark, by 10, 11 o'clock, I was back in my house. Maybe this is another thing. I know they're going to hate me because they don't like when I talk. They say I talk too much, but I don't care. But this midnight, 1 a.m., come 4 o'clock in the morning at our age,
Mhm.
Saturday night, Mark, come on, man. Sunday afternoon, let it be a brunch party. Maybe you could boom down the place somewhere, but when it starts to link up to midnight and to go outside at that time, man, I don't know, Mark. There's a lot of
Well,
stuff fighting us.
remember our West Indian community. We are a late arriving crowd.
Well, we better start late arriving on a Sunday afternoon. Like, Mark,
I don't know. I don't mind an earlier start time. I don't mind. But as I said, our community,
we don't
we're
know.
not.
We our clocks are broken, and I don't know how much more sustained we're gonna be. This 1 a.m. thing, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. There's only if I'm not being paid, I don't want to be out there in them hours. I'll be 100% honest with you.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I thought the dance overall was I would say disappointing from a competitive perspective. I was hoping for a much more competitive dance, but I'm telling you, the Lady Anne custom and then the Mount Spider, that was huge.
Yes, yes, yes. The tarantula was big. Yes, yes, yes.
The tarantula, every custom that guy, I mean, he puts his stamp on these
Yeah,
dances.
yeah,
When the tarantula custom drops, it's just it's
yeah,
over.
yeah.
It's tough to overtake that.
Yeah, I don't know. Animosity's not doing something right. Something's not right. I don't know what it is. Like I said, probably inexperience, but they really have to go back to the drawing board. Really need to
Yeah,
go back to the drawing board.
I do agree with you that they can start clashing some lower tier quote unquote type of sounds or whatever.
It
Blunt
sounds in their
Posse.
league. Sounds in their league. Blunt
Yeah,
Posse's a monster. And people keep
Yeah,
forgetting, Father Blunt, he invested heavily
oh
in
yeah,
this
yeah,
sound 20 years ago. And he
yeah,
has not
definitely.
stopped. So while
No,
anybody would underestimate this sound at this moment and time, it's beyond me. Mark, say what you want to say, Bridget. I know you got to cut, and I want to cut because I'm
yeah.
just like,
I want
eh.
to. I just want to big up next week's dance. It's King Addies versus Stereo Five, the
I'm
Premier
betting my
League
money on
fight
Speedy. Bronx again. My money on the Bronx again.
over the King Sound.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't. Who? That's, Kingpin. That guy is. He's in his element. He's another one on Addies.
I think he's a prodigy on there, but he could have a bad night, and
Oh
if
yeah,
he if he
Clash.
slips up, Speedy clock him.
Yeah, Clash can be fickle. 1 minute people are about follow, next thing people are booing you. I have to give credit to Stereo Five for taking this dance right before World Clash. They could have waited until World Clash was over and like, all right, Clash Addies. You know?
Well, that's the thing, cause I don't think Speedy would have taken a dance before World Clash if he know he couldn't have any tunes. You know what I
Right.
mean? To continue. For me, the way I look
Mhm.
at it, I think it's a good tune-up. It could be a nice tune-up where he just
I
kind of,
would listen. I wouldn't call a clash with King Addies a tune.
well, if he get clapped by Adiz, he goes to the O2. He knows what not to
I
do.
guess he has nothing to lose. I mean, he's gonna go to World Clash. If he loses against Addies and wins World Clash, which would be monumental, because no U.S. sound has ever won the World Clash, Irish and Chin World Clash, to my knowledge. I mean, I guess all is forgiven.
Hey, he's gonna go to African. African. Hey, yo, stop. Let's talk real. I wake up now, Mark. I'm getting the word from the UK, and the UK is telling me that Empire is taking this trophy.
Empire? Oh boy, I don't know about that. I would more say that
Or dynamic.
Observer,
Or dynamic. I heard this
dynamic.
trophy is going to the motherland.
Let me tell you something. Dynamic, that guy is an entertainer. He is going to be a big factor in this dance.
He better be. Better not call me again if you don't ram this place and just mash up this place forward corner to corner.
I don't know if he'll be able to manage in tune for tune though. If he
Well,
depends
maybe
who
we
he
don't.
meets.
Maybe we don't get the two for two.
Oh
And
wow.
also, let me say this, and I'll say this.
Yeah.
Let's not forget the white brother.
Oh, Warrior. Oh yeah. I mean, there's so many sounds in this dance. I mean, I don't
Chris
know, man.
Diamond is in this dance.
Yeah, Chris Diamond will have his moments. I don't see him at the finish line. Me personally, no disrespect, Chris Diamond. I rate him. I just don't see him at the finish line. Watch the English Sound Observer.
I know they got tunes, but the English people are telling me Empire.
Well, Empire, yeah, okay. Empire.
They're young, man.
There
Young
might,
blood.
there might,
Young blood. Young blood. Young
there
blood.
might be some hometown cooking to the English sound. I'm not saying anything further than that, which is okay, understandable. So we'll see. But watch Dynamic though. The guy is an entertainer.
He
Every
better
dance,
win. He better win. That's what I gotta say. He better win.
every dance that he is in, even if he doesn't win, he's like the show.
He can talk. He can talk. He can talk. And he's been in this business for a long, long time. Of all the people
yeah.
I've met in the past 3 years within this sound class circle, none of them has compared to Dynamic in terms of his knowledge of the game, the industry.
Also, his dub cutting, like he voices on some irregular rhythms you won't even think about. And be like, wow, this sound tough.
Don't forget, he's an entertainer, born entertainer. He's a singer. He's an
Yeah.
artist. So if the dubs
Yeah.
not work, he could just stand on that stage and just sing.
Yeah, he's definitely an entertainer.
Mark, I'll leave it right there, Bridget. Mark, say anything else.
Keep supporting Sound Clash. I don't like this talk about Clash is dead. We're on life support. Just don't keep supporting SoundCloud. That's all I can say. Just go to the
I'm,
dance, buy the streams, just go to the dance. Because when this is not here anymore, what are we gonna do? I mean,
Mark, as long as there's a stream, I'm there.
yeah,
As long as there's a stream, I'm there. I try my best to be there in the flesh and blood. If I'm on
yeah.
the road, it's not possible. The stream
There's
is a good
nothing.
thing.
There's nothing better than being in the dance and hearing the sound system,
It's not
and you
always
feel that
possible. It's
energy.
not always possible.
I know, but when you're in the dance and the energy that's in there, it's like it's indescribable.
Yeah, and it's also indescribable the pain I feel when I'm standing there and I'm bored silly. And I've done paid, bang 200 mark. I had a brand new outfit ready to go.
Uh-huh.
I was coming with my boys, and it would have been a very expensive night for a very disappointed clash.
Yeah. Well, on to the next.
On to the next. Who did you vote for in the first round?
Oh, the first round, I voted for King Animosity. I thought
That's interesting.
yeah,
Yeah. There was a poll in the online chat, and when I went to the poll, I couldn't make up my mind who to vote for.
hmm
At one point, I said Blunt, and then I was like, no, Animosity. Let's say draw.
Yeah.
They could have drawn. It could have been a draw. It was close. It was very close. It was
it
very
was close. It was close. For my liking, I thought Animosity won with that round, and I was like, all right, I think they took the round, not like a whole landslide, but it was close.
Yeah. And then the third round, man, they were scratching the bottom of the barrel for those people.
Yeah.
Like, what? I think they ran out of music. I think they ran out of music.
Yeah, and then they tried, the Super Cats, which didn't work. Even though they didn't sound terrible. They sound pretty good actually. So I feel
I don't
like-
lie according to what the chat was saying.
yeah. Well, the Ribby DB Doo that one
One
got
of them got
forward.
forward. The cartels got some forward. Some
yeah,
of them
yeah.
got some forwards.
Yeah, yeah. The cartels got forwards. Some Bujus.
The super cat is just let's be done with it,
You know,
guys.
yeah. I think the novelty of that now has worn off. It's like okay, you can play Super Cat.
Everybody can play. You got 4,000. You can play super cat.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that. And I listen. I've witnessed the free tunes and the $150 tunes getting bigger forward than the super cats. I've seen it so much in the past 3 months. I think the message is there. Big up the Dandada.
Yeah.
That money could go other places and really secure the foundation and the belly, the middle of the dub box.
Yeah.
That money could be spent a lot better other places. Mark,
Yeah.
happy Easter. Enjoy your day. Thank you. And I'm
Thank
so
you.
sorry we don't have this much energy like we did after Soul Supreme Camouflage, where I was bouncing off the wall. I am just like disappointed.
On to the next.
On to the next.